Hi there, and welcome to this Business Breakthrough Masterclass. You're very welcome, and I know we have a lot of you joining from all around the world at the moment, so you're very, very welcome to this masterclass. So I'm your host, Barbara Turley. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of Energize Wealth. And today I'm going to be spending about an hour with you, basically talking to you about your business breakthrough and the number one thing that you need to do right now if you want to stop peddling in your business and finally get on the path to building $1 million business, which I know is something that a lot of us actually want, but we're really struggling and peddling and not being able to figure out what's the first thing we need to do if we really want to get there. So we're going to talk about that today. So to kick things off, you are in the right place if you have been in business for a few years now or more, and you're doing well, except you're completely run off your feet and you can't find the time to even think about the next level of growth, let alone implement anything. Now, this is a problem that I've come up against this year with gorgeous female entrepreneurs everywhere that I've worked with, where we work on strategy, we work on all the things they need to do to grow their business, but actually they don't have time to implement. And we've really had to go in and fix that problem. So if you're having that problem, you're in the right place today. Also, if you're a woman in business who's pedaling hard to keep things going and you feel frustrated that you can't be more strategic and take your business to the next level, you're also in the right place. So by pedaling hard, I mean, if you stop, the money stops. So basically you have to keep working to keep everything going. And finally, if you're making money, but your business keeps stealing the freedom and flexibility that you went into your own business to create, then you're definitely in the right place today. We all go into business to create more freedom, more flexibility, particularly as women. But often what we find is we get into business and neither of those things actually come to fruition for us. And it's very, very disappointing and upsetting. Okay, so here's what you'll learn today on this live hangout that we're doing. I'm going to talk about the crucial first step that you need to take right now if you want to stop this peddling and finally get on the path to building $1 million business fast. Now, I talk about it as the first step because there are many steps that you need to take if you want to go to $1 million in a business. But if you're in the situation where you're currently exhausted and overwhelmed and have no time, this is absolutely the first step. And without this step, you won't be able to go any further. I'm going to talk to you about a very specific 3-step process that will activate this crucial first step for you and get it working effectively, even if you haven't a clue right now. So stick with me through this training. I'm finally then going to answer I'm going to give you the detailed answer to the most common question that I get asked, which is how can I work on my business when I'm so damn busy and exhausted working in my business? Classic problem of every business owner out there. Now, please do hang around until the end of this hour if you can, because I've got some little goodies for you. 2 things I'm going to give you, which I know all the female entrepreneurs that I work with, they love these 2 downloads. One of them is it's your 8-step plan to reach what I call energized wealth. And it involves, there's business in here as well, but it gives you the actual map that you need to take in order to create great wealth. I'm also going to give you my Feminine Wealth Manifesto. And the point of this manifesto is to show you how you can create a lot of wealth, but without losing yourself in the process, and just some little mantras on there to hang on your wall and to remind you of why you're doing what you're doing. And I'm also going to give you a couple of templates and downloads that I'll talk about through this live training. So stick with me until the end. Okay, a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know me, there I am. That photograph was taken overlooking the beautiful Bondi Beach where I live here in Sydney, Australia. So it was a beautiful summer's day that day and we got a great view over the water. So look, I'm the founder of Energize Wealth, but I've spent most of my career in the financial industry. I started out as an equity trader, so trading stocks for some of the world's largest investment banks like Merrill Lynch and ABN AMRO. Before moving into a more entrepreneurial role about 6 years ago, I got involved in a startup asset management business with a group of people I was working with at Deutsche Bank at the time. And we had a really, really amazing roller coaster journey through that and building that company into what it is today, which is an amazing, amazing company that I'm still involved with today, but not there day to day. So since that experience, I have become an angel investor myself. I do a lot of investing, mainly angel investing at this stage. And also I managed to ignite my interest in entrepreneurialism and have launched a couple of companies myself since doing that. So where am I today? A few facts about where I am today. So today I'm a major shareholder in two of Australia's most exciting financial services disruptors. One of them is, as I said, an asset management business that today has over $3 billion in funds under management. And I'm very proud of that because it once was a pretty shaky startup that we started in the depths of the financial crisis in 2009. I joined a group of very entrepreneurial people that were thinking differently at the time and really taking risk on when nobody else was. And we built that into something amazing as it is today. The other one I'm very proud to be involved in is Australia's first peer-to-peer lending platform. Now, peer-to-peer lending, for those of you who don't know, it's very big in America, very big in the UK. It's where we sort of circumnavigate the banking system and connect borrowers with investors at very, very favorable interest rates. So that company today, look, there's just been some deals happening there that we're going to see the valuation of that company potentially exceed $1 billion in coming years. So it's a very exciting, exciting startup to be part of. Energize Group, which is the business you're connected with here today. And Energize Group, it's a collection of interrelated businesses designed to inspire, coach, and facilitate women just like you to create wealth so that they can shape the future of the global economy. Because women have been called the largest untapped resource, and you're all part of that will shape the global economy going forward. So I would like to be a leader in that particular space with Energize Group and Energize Wealth. And Top Shot Tennis, a business you probably wouldn't imagine I'd be associated with, but I'm a really fanatical tennis player. And I happen to be married to a gorgeous man who is also a tennis player. He's a tennis coach these days and runs his own tennis coaching business here in Sydney. So we both run that together, and I pretty much run the business end of it and he runs the coaching end of it. So there's a lot of experience that I've gained in direct, brick and mortar businesses that have their own challenges to run too. So whatever type of business you're involved in, online, offline, I've been involved with all of them really. And of course, I'm consulting on several businesses now with female entrepreneurs looking to grow just like you are. And they face the same problems that you do. So hence my wish to do this training today because of the problems I've been seeing with them. And I know that you guys are having the same problems. So that all sounds great, but I have to tell you that I learned this the hard way, the very, very hard way. So I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. And I really know there is a simpler path. And I often say, I wish I'd had me 5 years ago, but I didn't. So, I always knew that business was the greatest way to create wealth. So I really wanted one. I mean, all the billionaires in the world, pretty much most of them have built their wealth through business, through entrepreneurial pursuits. So I wanted to get into this game. I wanted to get out of the corporate world and really, really get into that. But little did I know when I did go into it, the sheer volume of work that entrepreneurs starting out need to deal with. We don't earn any money in the beginning really, and it's really rolling your sleeves up and you're doing everything in the beginning anyway. And it's really hard. You don't have enough money to hire people. So of course, you're doing everything yourself. The reality was that after many years of doing this, both at Top Shot Tennis and at the asset management business that I was in, I actually ended up driving myself into the ground. My health, I jeopardized my health, my marriage, and my sense of self. And I really knew that I needed a solution to this fast because I went through quite an emotional roller coaster and, at times felt like I was losing everything. And I wasn't very kind to myself during that time. And as women, I think we have a habit of doing this. We take on too much and we do drive ourselves into the ground, and our health suffers and our relationships suffer. And those are the things that are actually way more important to us than any business. So please hear me when I say there is a better way. So to get things started, I just want to talk to you about the stages of a business so that we understand what we're talking about here today. This just basically shows, we go from obviously in the startup phase where you're just trying to get a product to market and you're trying to sell. You really, at this stage of a business, it's all about product to market fit, message to market fit, and you're flailing around in the dark a little bit, just trying to find that little thing that will work. And then you hit on it and you start to grow and you start to get sales and things start to look up. But before you know it, you can get into a bit of a trap here with this growth area that we are going to talk about today. But when you get through this growth phase, this rapid growth, then businesses eventually go into maturity, where their product set might become a little bit older. And really, in order for them to move to the next level after maturity, a business either needs to innovate or they can go into decline. So obviously, we're not talking about this stage today. The stage we're really going to talk about is this zone right here. Now, I call this the deep crevice between startup and growth, because this is really a big danger zone where when you're starting to make sales, your business is growing, things are actually going well usually. But the problem is that the time bomb sits right here, because you get to a point where you're not leveraged, your internal workings of your business are not working properly, and you're not actually able to cope with real growth. You've just gotten out of the startup and gotten the business going, but you can't really take it to the next level because of this time bomb here, and you don't know what you're doing. And the reality is that the money, the real money, actually sits just outside of this. It sits when you take that step up and you get ready for the next level. But there's a bit of work to do to take that leg up, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today. Okay, I call this the mega hurdle, because I see, and I know this is going to resonate with some of you, I see this time and time again with women that I'm working with, and it actually breaks my heart, because you're literally tearing your hair out. You have a business that you adore. You've got a huge vision that you so want to make happen, but you are so damn tired, stuck in the trenches, trying to do everything, that you just can't get over the hurdle. And you get all these emails from people saying, work on strategy, work on marketing funnels, work on sales, work on this, work on joint ventures, work on leveraging. But the reality is that you're too busy. And then you get down on yourself and you end up like this. You end up a total mess. I've seen it happen with my clients. They have sat in front of me crying in this problem. So I call it the mega hurdle, because we need to do this one thing that I'm talking about today to first get over this hurdle before we can start to get onto the leveraging and scaling and moving, getting that path ready to set that path for the next level of growth. So what is the one thing that we're going to talk about today? It is very simply, you have got to gain control of your time. Now that sounds very simple. And some of you are going to be thinking, Barbara, seriously, I just can't even, I can't even function. I've got too much going on. I'm too busy. I'm trying to keep up. There's no way I can gain control of my time. And I've heard that many, many times. So I'm going to show you today a very simple and effective way that you can gain back control of your time. And once you do this step and we get this right, you end up in this situation where you can create the space needed and the time needed for you to think strategically, because you can't think strategically when you're tearing your hair out. All you can think of, you're thinking from a place of fear and panic and anxiety and overwhelm and tiredness. And as women, this is not the best place to create vision from, to create proper strategic thought. So we need to get over this hurdle. Now, I wanted to do this training because with every business owner that I've worked with this year, I have had to, before I can work on anything, I've had to take this first step with them. Because in the early part of the year, I had a couple of businesses, we went in, we worked on strategy straight away. And what ended up happening was the tearing the hair out and the hurdle. So we had to go back to square one and we had to create space first and get a hold of the business owner's time. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of case studies of people that I've worked with this year, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now, the first case study I want to talk about is the solopreneur. This is the classic, particularly with women. the classic type of business that I've been coming across a lot. The solopreneur is the woman. She has amazing vision. She knows exactly what she's doing. She loves her clients. She loves her business. She loves how she does things. But because of that, she tries to do it all herself. She's doing everything from answering the phone, to doing her own books, to doing her own marketing, to writing books, to replying to emails, and seeing clients, or selling product, or going to trade shows, or whatever it is that you're doing. And what ends up happening is that you end up completely and utterly tied in knots. And even if you love what you're doing, and I have come across some business owners like this, you love what you're doing, but the problem here is that you can never take it to another level because you just don't have time to see any more clients, to sell any more product, to do any more marketing. And usually your systems and processes in the background are pretty bad. They're all reliant on you. The other problem you find here is that you can never really take some time off, because the minute you stop working, the money usually stops. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, the money usually stops here. And you're busy doing, you could probably see more clients, you know, with a particular business that I worked with this year, gorgeous woman, naturopath, very highly rated naturopath here in Australia, had lots of high profile media coverage, was very well known, doing lots in the media space, like I said, lots in the PR space, but actually really, you know, so busy, can't even make it to drop her kids off to school at the right time, because she has to drop them off earlier because she has to go in and try and reply to emails, try and pick up her messages, try and get everything done before she sees clients, and really just getting to the end of every week and wondering, how do I keep going with this? Love my clients, but feel guilty about the fact that I can't keep doing this. So what did we do with her? Well, the motivation for this particular person was to really spend more time, more quality time, just have more freedom, more flexibility, so that she could actually be there for her clients, but also be there for her family. Very, very important to us as women, I know. So what did we do in this situation? Well, like I said, we could have gone in and started working on strategy. We could have worked on lots and lots of different things. Could have set up sales funnels for her, could have done more PR, but really we would have just been lumping more problems onto a shaky foundation and a person that is already overloaded and can't actually take on any more clients. This particular person also has a book coming out soon, and this book is going to drive a lot of traffic to her. It's going to drive a lot of people wanting appointments with her. So realistically, we need to create more space and time in her week so that she can cope with more business and more income producing business. So the first thing we did, we actually had to sit down and we clarified the tasks that she does literally every day, every week, every month, and every quarter. What are the things that she needs to do to keep her business moving? Everything from answer the phone, reply to emails, book clients in, follow up with clients, get her inventory stock reordered for her business, quarterly tasks, deal with the bookkeeper, follow up invoices, post blog posts on her site, various bits and pieces, everything right down to the most granular little thing. Turning the answering machine on and off at the end of a day so that her customers can actually get in touch with her and know she's there. So we clarified all the tasks first. This takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth doing. Then we clarified exactly how these tasks are actually performed. What is the step-by-step process that she uses to do each of these tasks? The reason we do it this way is because you want to make sure that the business owners, you as a business owner, have the step-by-step way that you do it, so it has your personal feel on it. But also, when you write down things step by step, you often realize the inefficiencies in some of the processes, or things that don't really have to happen the way you may be doing them. Then we created a how-to document for each process. So simply put down the step-by-step process that you do, how it's done, when it needs to be done, and who's responsible for it. Now, I have a template for this, which I will give you at the end of this training. So stick around to the end and you will get that in your download file. Okay, then after we did this step of clarifying tasks, we decided which of the 3 Ds, I call them the 3 Ds, applied to each task. D number 1, what to do, what she should be doing. what she personally should be doing, what to ditch, which tasks are really inefficient, really no point, or need to be, even changed, for example. And finally, what to delegate. What are the more menial tasks that can be delegated to somebody else to do? This could be an outsourced staff member. This could be an internal staff member, depending on the size of the business, what you need to do. In this particular situation, what we did was we delegated quite a lot of tasks, and we actually hired what I call a virtual angel to handle it, to improve it, and to grow it. So handle all her daily tasks and just free up that time for her so that she can work on strategy. Now, of course, one of the objections will be cost in this, and we're going to get onto the objections in a few minutes of what people say when I tell them that this is seriously the first thing that you need to be doing if you want to get on that path to creating a bigger business. Oh, and of course, fourth, then what we did with her was finally, when we freed up all this time, it was then time to work on strategy, sales funnels, getting more business in, and systemizing a lot of the business that she has. So recently I run a feminine wealth TV show on YouTube. Some of you may be familiar with that. I had a lady, a very successful lady on this show called Sia Hendry, and she's the founder of You by Sia. And I just loved what Sia asked when I asked her what was the secret to her success. She's grown a multi-million-dollar business. And she simply said, you can't grow if you're a one-woman show. Now, I really want you to remember that one line. You can't grow if you're a one-woman show. So if you remain in this solopreneur mindset and this situation, you will never really go beyond the level that you're at right now. It's very, very difficult to grow beyond a certain level. It's very difficult to stop peddling, and it's very difficult to get out of overwhelm. Trust me, the overwhelm stops when you get the other side of this. Okay, so this second case study, I call it the growth junkie. Now, the growth junkie, as you can see here, is where you try to get bigger than what your business can actually cope with. And a business that explodes very quickly can go through this problem very quickly, where it literally grows faster than you can, and you just can't cope. Now, I had a lady on my Feminine Wealth TV show called Jane Liu recently, who's the founder of and CEO of Showpo. Now, this business is multi-million dollar business now. In 4 years, she's doing $1 million a month in her business. Absolutely massive. But it kind of exploded on her, and she ended up in a situation where she was just absolutely flat out. She couldn't get a handle on anything. She had no systems, no processes. And she quickly realized that she had to hire staff, and very, very fast. And she wished that she had done it sooner. She really did. So what did we do there? Well, I had other businesses like this. I didn't work with Jane Liu. But again, it was the same process. Clarify the tasks, sit down and just spend some time. Now, when you're really, really busy, it's really hard to say to yourself, where the hell do I find time to do this? But actually, if you carve out an hour of your time, really focus on this, it's just worth every penny down the track. So clarify your daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly tasks. Again, write them all down. Remember that you will come up with more of them over the weeks and months that follow this. You'll be like, oh, that's the task I do. So just add it to your list. Clarify exactly how these tasks are performed. Again, step-by-step process. How exactly do I want these tasks to be done? What's a simple process that anybody can follow? And then create a how-to document for each of these processes that you file. Again, like I said, I have a template for this, which I'll give you at the end of the training. Identify which of the D's apply. What should you do? What should you do? What should you ditch? Which of the processes need to be absolutely ditched? They're inefficient, irrelevant, no point, whatever. And which ones to delegate? Which of these daily, weekly, monthly tasks are not income producing for you and can be delegated to someone like a virtual assistant that can really help you? Again, delegate. We hired a virtual angel in this particular business that I worked with that had this same problem. We hired a virtual angel to handle it, to improve it, and to grow it. And over time, what ended up happening was there was way more processes that we found, and the virtual angel was able to work with the business owner on just getting more clarity around these sorts of things. I mean, I have this in my business as well. I do exactly the same thing. I've got an amazing virtual angel who works with me, and she is absolutely fantastic. I mean, how do you think this webinar is happening? All the landing pages that we've done for this, the emails, the management of everything. She does all of that for me. And then finally, then we're at the point where we can start to strategize about how we take this business to the next level. So a quote here from Jane Lou, and if you want to watch this episode, it's over on my website, energizewealth.com, under Feminine Wealth TV, episode 21. And Jane said, once I started hiring people, I was able to focus more on business development and marketing, and then my revenue exploded. So she really felt that she should have hired people much earlier than she actually did. Okay, so the 4 objections that I get all the time, and I know that you're going to be thinking in your head right now. First, confusion. What the hell do I outsource? This one happens a lot. And I've actually created a checklist, which I will send to you after this call, of a ton of different things that you can outsource, that you can give to a virtual assistant. Everything from, as I said, the whole process around making sure a blog post looks exactly right, with the right pictures, the right tagging, the right SEO, the right process that you have on your website, right from there right through to answering the phone or following up messages, implementing an online booking system. That's one we did with a virtual assistant this year in another business we were running. She managed to implement the entire online booking system for a client, took the stress away, and the client just ended up with a great system that worked. So don't feel confusion. Don't let confusion be your objection. We can help you with that. Objection 2, control. As women entrepreneurs, we love to stay in control, and we feel like, what if especially the solopreneurs, if I outsource to someone else, is it going to be done properly? Is it going to have my personalized feel on it? So every solopreneur that I work with suffers from this problem, the letting go. Again, I'm going to tell you here that the reason you create the processes and you create the how-to is so that your feel is on it, that your fingers are on it. In my business, my fingers are on everything, but my virtual angel implements for me. And she now knows my voice. She knows the colors and the way that I like things to be done. And she follows how I like things to be done. So in releasing some of the control, you actually get more in control. That's the interesting thing. This control thing as women, to be in control doesn't mean that you have to be the person doing it. You have to be the leader of it. You have to be the creator of it. And then you have to be the person leading your team to know how to work within your vision in alignment with the way you want it done, and it actually gives you more control. Cost. You'll be sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm so run off my feet trying to keep my business moving. If I stop, I actually don't have enough money left. Cost always comes into this. How the hell am I going to hire staff? Well, I can tell you that we have offshore staff that are very experienced, highly trained, speak fluent English, and are only dying to work for you for a fraction of the cost of what you could hire somebody in Australia, the UK, the US, or any of the Western countries that we all sell into. And I have 3 of them that work in various businesses for me. I also have ones that work with clients of mine. And it is the most cost-effective thing that you can do, because when you free up that time of yours, your hourly rate in what you do, I can guarantee you, is way higher than the money that you're going to pay for an assistant to do the more admin and, business flow type jobs that need to be done to keep your business in flow, so that then you can go out and make higher money in the income producing activities, rather than getting bogged down and tired trying to keep all your social media going, keep all your emails going, follow up with all your clients, and keep all this stuff moving for you. So don't let cost be an objection. It is not an objection. It is a reason to do it. And finally, community. Like I said, a lot of women, again, the women I've worked with have said to me, but what about, my clients like hearing from me. They want it to be me. I want it to be my stamp. Trust me. Again, they would rather hear from you faster. This particular business I worked with, where the solopreneur had this issue, this block. She felt that, what if it wasn't her returning the calls, or what if it wasn't her replying to emails? So I simply asked her, well, how long does it take you to get back to a client? And she said, sometimes a week. And I said, honestly, your client would much prefer to hear from your assistant, who's so on board with your vision and so caring and uses the same language that you do, or just to let your assistant automate some of the emails that you write. And then who knows, it is from you. So don't let community and that sense of feeling close to your clients and your customer base be an objection. I feel really close to all of you who are in my community. I get emails from you guys. I feel very, very close to you. And so does my virtual angel, Melanie. She's amazing. She works with me and we both feel very, very connected. So I wouldn't let that be an objection or a block in any way, shape or form. Okay, so the 3 steps that you can follow to setting your $1 million stage. Now, it is very much similar and the same process that I just talked you through. And I want you to just focus on this slide and these steps. Step 1, clarify your tasks. Clarify what you do every day. Don't think yet about what can I outsource or what can I get rid of. Simply just write down. Go through a whole week and just document everything that you do, from the most obscure to the most simple to the most off the wall. Doesn't matter whether it's just I answered the phone. It has to be every single task that you do, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. Spend a bit of time with this and you'll build it over time, because trust me, you can come up with lots of simple little tasks that need to be done. When you get this list together, it's important to clarify how these tasks are performed. Now, the reason I really want you to do this step, you know, a lot of people, business coaches out there will say, the first one you create is the how to create a process document. And that's really important, because then someone working with you knows how to create a process based on your training. But for all of you control freaks out there, and I know I'm one as well, I think sometimes it's better in the beginning for us to create the process, because then it has your personal stamp on it. And you know exactly step by step the way you want it done. And then your assistant can really follow it with you. As I said, create your first process document, which is how to create a process document. I would also think about creating a video for this. You can create a quick video with your iPhone. And it can go with the process document template that I'm going to give you at the end of this training. And then you put that in your operations folder. And down the track, when you eventually get more in flow with this, you will have a virtual assistant who will know how to create a process document for every process that she is doing in your business based on how you have set it up that it needs to be done. This is where you get the control back, where you feel like you are actually in control of the process and that you've got people on your team who will follow that process. And like I said, create a how-to document for each process. Step 2, decide which of the D's apply. What to do. This is literally what you should do. And you have to be ruthless with this. Do you really need to be the one answering the phone in your business? Do you really need to be the one posting? You know, if for example, it's things on social media like recipe of the week, is it really you that needs to be posting that? Yes, you need to engage with your audience on social media, but when you want to position yourself as an expert, which we're all trying to do out there, or position your product as the place that you want to go, you don't really need to be the one doing that. You can have your virtual angel, which is what my angel Melanie does for me. She goes through all my videos. She goes through my writing, my blog posts, my product descriptions. She picks out tips and quotes and interesting things from me, and she creates beautiful pictures with them. And she's the one who posts those on social media for me. And I see them coming up, so I'm still engaging with them. But I'm not the one who's sitting on all the different applications out there and creating pictures like that, because it is all time consuming and all these things add up. Similarly, yes, you could edit your own videos, but really, is that a job that, you know, as we all know, a 5-minute video can take forever. It can take an hour of your time to edit. And all these little jobs add up together, seriously, to at least a day per week that you're using to do all these administrative tasks. To be honest, for me, I know if I didn't have a virtual angel in my business, I'm talking at least 2 days a week of time that I would be wasting on stuff like this, when really I should be out there building content for you guys, coming up and strategizing what you guys need, and actually creating trainings for you to teach you where you need to go, like this one. So then what to ditch? I really want to focus on this for a minute, because sometimes we have processes in our business that are completely inefficient. And when you lay them out step by step, and then you ask somebody else to do them, this is the real test. If someone else can't pick it up and run with it pretty easily without asking you a load of questions, this process needs to be ditched and it needs to be redone. This is something you can ask your virtual angel to think about. You give them a process. If it's not working, get them to strategize how they would do it differently based on what they know about your business at that stage. That's a really effective thing to do. And I've done that with a couple of virtual angels that I've worked with in various different businesses. And we've come up with some amazing new processes that you as a business owner can't see because you're so in your business that you can't understand what would the process be for someone who doesn't understand your business to actually do that thing for you. But when fresh eyes come in and see it from a different perspective, bingo, it's amazing. Okay, and finally, what to delegate. So like I said, you've got to figure out what are the tasks that you're going to let go of and that you're going to allow somebody else to do. And then, you know what? You need to get out there and hire a virtual angel to handle it. They're very easy to find, but it's well worth their weight in gold when you get a good one. Now, what's this all about really? Who's controlling who here? Are you controlling your business or is your business controlling you? Because I can tell you, if you're still caught in this really, it is a deep crevice in that, trying to get to that next level of growth, then your business is controlling you. You're not controlling it. You're working in it too much and you don't have time to work on it. So that is always the challenge with business owners. You need to find a way to work more on it and less in it. And that doesn't mean, for example, if you're a mortgage broker or a financial advisor, that you don't sit with your clients. What I'm talking about is that you only sit with your clients and all of the other stuff needs to be outsourced or given to an assistant or automated or, delegated somehow. So like I said, what's this all about? It's about gaining control of your business and not the other way around. It's also about setting the stage so you can take your business to $1 million and beyond. And what I mean by that is, it's a business that works without you. Now, in Michael Gerber's book, The E-Myth, he talks about running a business that's like a well-oiled machine and running your business and creating a business that could be franchised out 5,000 times over, even if you never intend to do that. And the reason for that is because when you have a business that's working like this, like a well-oiled machine, it's much easier to sell it. It has a much higher valuation, and therefore creates far more wealth for you personally. Now, right now, you might be thinking, oh, well, I never want to sell my business. But in 10 years' time, you don't know what you want to do. You don't know what's going to change for you. You want to be creating a business that's just humming so that you can keep growing it and that you can keep creating wealth for yourself through this vehicle of entrepreneurship and of business and creating freedom. That's what we all want. Now, for those of you who are thinking, I'm not in my business for the money, because I hear this a lot, I want you to think about, well, if you're in business to serve, the more money you make in your business and the bigger you grow it, the more people you can serve. So yes, you still need to do this step. You still need to think this way, think strategically. And like I said, strategizing the freedom and flexibility that you so want into your business and therefore into your life. You might love your clients. I know lots of you love your businesses, you love your clients, but you also love your family and you love your life. And you should be able to have both. Your business should not stop you from living the life and the freedom that you truly want to have, particularly when it comes to your children, your partner, your parents, your friends. How many of us, skip dinners with our girlfriends? We skip school plays, we skip time with our spouses, our partners, because we're just too busy. And then we come home irritable and full of anxiety. We're waking up at night. I mean, I spoke to a friend the other day who's running her own business, and she's taking sleeping tablets at night because she's waking up in the middle of the night with pure anxiety about a lot of this stuff. So I'm not saying getting a virtual angel on board is going to change that quickly, but it certainly is the first step to reducing the overwhelm and reducing this sense of anxiety and just, gut-wrenching busyness. Okay, please, please, please remember, this is not just theory. This is the exact first step that I have implemented in my businesses and in those of every private client that I've worked with this year. It is the first step that you need to do if you want to set the stage and get on the path to building a bigger business. It's not a secret. This is not a secret, but yet nobody tells you this. They tell you to do sales, marketing, strategy, joint ventures, mindset, all these different things, which are all very, very important. But this is actually one of the key things when your business is starting to make money, you need to put this step in place pretty quickly. And pretty much every successful female business owner that I have interviewed over the past year on the Feminine Wealth TV show talks about how pivotal team has been to their success. There are no self-made millionaires. There are only team-made millionaires. And I learned that from a multi-millionaire who told me that. There are no self-made millionaires. There are only team-made millionaires. And every woman I've interviewed on my show has reiterated the fact that the secret to her success, one of them anyway, was team and doing it early. Now, this is exactly the same process, whether you have a brick and mortar business, whether you have an online only business, whether you sell a product, a service, or all of the above. Trust me, I've worked in every single one of these types of businesses where we've sold product, we've sold services, brick and mortar and online businesses. And I continue to work in these kinds of businesses every day of the week. So it's the same process, doesn't matter what your business. So don't think this wouldn't work for my business, because that's the classic thing I hear. Again, that's a mega block. Okay, look, some of you, I do know why you showed up today, because you very kindly emailed me, and it was lovely to hear from you and to hear your stories. But a lot of you, I'm not sure why you showed up today. It could be because you're working furiously hard and the dream just simply isn't happening. We've all been there, so don't feel alone. It could be because you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and bored with trying to find the answer to business growth. Now, the reason I say that is because I have felt that myself. You just get so bored and tired of trying to find the solution, when sometimes the solution is the thing nobody's telling you, and nobody's out there talking about this. It could be because you want to expand, but you just can't figure out how, given you're so damn busy already trying to keep it all going, but your vision is still there. And I work with business owners every day who have these massive visions and they just can't get out of the trenches. And then they get so disappointed and, you know, just irritable at the fact that they just can never see this vision coming to life. But the vision needs to come to life because it's important. You're all giving to society and creating change. But unless we get you out of the trenches, you will never create the type of change that you want to. Now, I really hope that you get this one thing, because before you can get out of the trenches and master any of the other one things that all the business coaches out there will be telling you that lead to business success, you need to get control of your time. And there is a cost-effective and easy to implement solution to get your business working for you instead of you burning yourself out working for it all the time. Getting this has utterly changed my life, even despite all the mistakes. I learned the hard way, like I told you in the beginning, and I would never go back there. And I just am so grateful that I learned this lesson finally. You can, in a relatively short space of time, make a lot more money, gain security, freedom, and flexibility without stress and overwhelm, and without losing yourself as a woman. So obviously, the obvious question I know you've probably been saying to yourself is, Barbara, how do I find, trust, and train a good virtual assistant, or a virtual angel, as I call them? Well, of course, as always, you have a choice. You know what? You can jump online and you can recruit one yourself. You can go to Odesk or Elance or any of those freelancer websites, and you can go, there's tons of virtual assistants on there, and just spend some time going through them. The only problem is it takes a little bit of time, it takes a bit of patience, and it can be very hit and miss. The reason I say that is because my own virtual assistant journey started out that way. And I had some great girls, but they just didn't work out. Didn't work for me at all. So the other solution I'm offering you today is, and I wish I had had this when I started out, you can come under my wing and you can have a virtual angel from my team who's trained by me personally month on month via Virtual Angel Hub, which is a new side business part of Energize Group that I've just created because the demand for this has been huge. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. And that's a quote by Albert Einstein that I actually use quite a lot, probably overused out there, but the reason it is because it's so true. So introducing Virtual Angel Hub. Virtual Angel Hub is the virtual assistant hub for female entrepreneurs like you who have a big vision and recognize the role that team plays in fueling that vision and bringing it fully to life. It's designed to give you a super cost-effective virtual assistant who's continually trained by a female entrepreneur, me, who understands how you need to be supported and if you want to build $1 million business and beyond. Look, it's the fastest way to get from A to B. Trust me, I know, because it took me 12 months of pain to find the secret to getting virtual assistants that work and that work properly for you. So say yes to spending 2015 like this, where you're just, on the cloud of your business. You're working on your business. And not like this, tearing your hair out, feeling totally pissed off, quite frankly, and overwhelmed, and just not knowing where to turn, getting bogged down in all the busy work and not able to actually strategize and take your business to another level. And listening to all these people online saying, hey, I did this in my business this year, and I grew my business to this, that, and the other, and you're desperate to find out how they're doing it. Well, I'm telling you, it's because they're not doing all the busy work. They're doing the strategic work. Okay, so here's what you get inside Virtual Angel Hub. You get one experienced virtual angel recruited. I'll be going out and recruiting them. I do have some on my books right now, but depending on how many of you sign up for this, we will be recruiting more, and I know what to find. You'll get a handy questionnaire to help ascertain the amount of time that you need based on your needs in your business. Look, I do say that it's a minimum of 10 hours a week. But between 10 and 40 hours a week, and that's going to cost you between $6 and $8 per hour. So it's going to cost you like a fraction. It's nothing. We're also going to do 3 in-depth training videos from me. I'll be putting those together to get you set up properly to make sure that you can work effectively with your virtual angel. Ongoing interaction with me and our lead virtual angels on the private Facebook group. The reason we're going to do that is because I know you're going to have questions. You're going to have frustrations and questions as we move along this. So you need to have interaction. You need to have access to me really in this whole process. And I know that's a very important part. Your virtual angel will have monthly training with me so that she can support you better and understand the vision of a business owner like you. So I train my virtual angels already every month, and they absolutely love it actually, because these girls are entrepreneurial themselves and they love to learn. So I will be teaching them every month about what your needs are, because I know what my needs are and your needs are going to be the same. You'll also get access to extra resources in the hub. And I call it the hub because what you find when you're working with a virtual angel is, they're able to do quite a lot of stuff for you, but then, you need a website change, you need tech help, you need video editors, you need graphic designers. Sometimes you need more help. So we have a hub created where your virtual angel can tap into that hub for you and get that work done for you. There are extra fees for that, but really we're going to keep the fees very, very low because we know that you're all struggling and you need to make this stuff work for you. So it'll be really affordable. Depends on what you're having done. So of course the question now is, how much is this going to cost me? Well, first question, as I always ask, is how much is it costing you not to have this strategy in place? A lot. One of my clients, we freed up 1 entire day per week of her time, an entire day a week. And she was able to fill that with $1,000 a day of her own consulting. She was making $1,000 a day in consulting. So we freed that up. So really it cost her hardly anything. Another client was able to free up enough time to finally start developing her online leverage strategy. Lots of you will be wanting to finally get your online leverage strategy going, but you just can't find the time. And you know that if you created it, you'd make a lot more money, but you can't find the time to do it. So, and your virtual angel can actually help you with that too. As for me, you know what? Within 12 months of launching Energize Wealth, I have built a highly leverageable digital media platform. I have launched a full online training program, Get Savvy Academy, and I have signed several high-end private clients. And I have managed all of that with just me and my virtual angels. So look, usually I charge $297 for this, but today we're doing a 2015 special. So you're going to get all that for just $197. Now, your virtual angel hourly rate is not included in that, but that will cost $6 to $8 per hour, depending on how many hours you need. But for the package to get the recruitment going, we're just charging $197, and you'll get the training for that. Your virtual angel will be in the training program. You'll get your training. You'll get access to the Facebook group and ongoing questions answered by me personally. So to sum up, you want to get unstuck and take the first step towards building $1 million business, then Virtual Angel Hub is the solution that you need right now. Remember, you can't grow if you're a one-woman show. That is like a mantra that I learned from Sia Hendry. I'm very, very grateful to her for that. I would hang that on your wall and remind yourself every day that you just can't keep doing everything yourself. You can't, otherwise you're not going to grow. Well, you can, but you're going to run yourself into the ground and you won't grow. So now, I want you to, a button should have appeared just below that says, yes, I want a virtual angel. So click the button below that has just appeared if you want to take part in this program. We're starting this out this year. And if you click that button, then you'll see this beautifully designed payment form, which Mel Null, who's my virtual angel, created for me. I have no idea how she created such a beautiful form for me that works, but she did. And this is, you know, there's no point in me asking her that because that's her job. So when you fill in your details here, what I want you to remember is to tick the box down at the bottom here, which is pay with PayPal, because we can only take payments with PayPal for now. So if you tick that box, that will work for you. And okay, so a recap of what you get. You get one experienced virtual angel recruited for your business. I will be recruiting them, so you can trust in me that I'll be doing this for you. You get a handy questionnaire to help ascertain the amount of time that you really need. So the quick questionnaire is going to tell you whether you need 10 hours, whether you need 20, whether you need 40 hours. I'll give you a hint. In my business, I started out, I immediately took one on 40 hours a week. Friends of mine thought I was completely nuts. Now I probably need a second one. So you'll be surprised. If you want to go fast at this, I'd go at least 20 hours a week, go part-time. You're also going to get 3 in-depth training videos from me to get you set up properly. You're going to figure out what exactly to outsource, how to do it, just more in-depth training on what we talked about today. Ongoing interaction with me personally and my lead virtual angels, which will be on the private Facebook group for all of your questions answered daily. Monthly training of your virtual angel so that she can support you better and understand the vision of a business owner like you. So that training will be delivered by me. And of course, access to the extra resources that we have available in the hub. You know, tech help, graphic designers, web programmers, that sort of thing that you need. Okay, so thank you for staying right to the end. We're nearly there on the hour. We've done pretty well. And your free bonus downloads for today are available at this web address. So it's energizewealth.com/business breakthrough masterclass files download. And that will also be sent to you in an email that I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow. So you'll get an email with that download link. Okay, so thank you for joining the training. I really hope that you took something out of today. And look, if you're ready to take this step, I will be delighted to be here with you. If you're not ready yet, if you're a startup, for example, and you're still not, you're not as busy as you'd like to be yet, I know we have a few of you on the line. It's really good to remember that you will hit up against this problem. So start to think about it and prepare yourself for when you do reach this point in your business, because you will. And in the new year, I will have lots of training for you guys on the stages that you're at in your business. So don't despair, keep in touch and live wealthy. Thanks.